Thank you for staying with us. Still in Rivers State, as we mentioned, the crisis rocking the APC in Rivers State is definitely something that is still on and affects the stance on various political issues. While the Tony Okorocha-led faction calls for the impeachment of Governor Fubara, Emeka Beke, on the other hand, distances the party from the ultimatum given to the governor. So to discuss these challenges, let's welcome two gentlemen with us here. Darlington Woju is Publicity Secretary of the Emeka Beke-led Rivers APC, as well as Chibike Ikenga, who is Publicity Secretary of the Tony Okocha-led Rivers APC. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Let me begin with you, Mr. Ikenga. The first question anybody will want to ask is, do we have two factions of APC in Rivers State, or is there a splinter group? Which group is the authentic APC chapter or faction in Rivers?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, listeners and watchers. APC is one in Nigeria. APC has the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. We have the national chairman of the party, His Excellency Omar Ganduje. We have in the South here, the national vice chairman, Chief Honorable Victor Tambargado. And then in the River State here, we have Chief Tony Okocha as the chairman. Take note that about a fortnight ago or thereabout, the National Executive Committee of our party held. The National Caucus was also held. So you saw those who attended from all the states. So you will not be surprised to know that Chief Tony Okocha was conspicuously present there as the only recognized chairman of the APC in Rivers State. I think I'll stop there for now.
Okay. Mr. Woju, do you agree?
Good morning, Ayo.
Good morning.
Hello. Yes. I think that the answers that Mr. King has given to you is from the point of view of someone who enjoys going against the rule of law, going against due process, while pontificating against the governor of Rivers State for disobeying court orders. Now, we must say that this is and remains and will continue to be a constitutional democracy. And in every constitutional democracy, there must be separation of powers, inclusive of respect for the judiciary and the orders of courts. Now, you may recall that on the 22nd day of May, November 2023, there was a decision by the National Working Committee of our party purportedly dissolving the validly elected executives of the All Progressive Congress in Rivers State. And so we, the elected executives, those who were elected on the 16th of October 2021, led by Chief Emeka Beke, challenged that action in court. And on the 12th day of August 2024, Justice Sika Broku of the Rivers State High Court dissolved, nullified the decisions of the National Working Committee, recognizing a rule without going through.
All right, well, I hope we'll be able to get that
the legal procedures of our own constitution of the All Progressive. Abundantly so. Desire, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. We lost you for a bit, but we can hear you now.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to say that whereas on the 12th day of August 2024, a Rivers State High Court had nullified the actions of the National Working Committee under Ganduje, which purportedly dissolved the validly elected executives of our party. And as we speak, that decision of Justice Abrioku has not been set aside by the higher court. In fact, the next date for hearing of that matter is fixed for June 16th, 2025. And I dare say that if there is a valid judgment of court or order of court, we all must respect it, we must all obey it in the interest of the rule of law and in the interest of constitutional democracy. You cannot be blowing hot and cold at the same time.
Okay.
The same set of individuals who today are shouting that the governor of Rivers State refused to obey court orders are the same persons who, in the instant case happening within the All Progressive Congress, are clearly, flagrantly disobeying court orders. So,
all right, just 1 second. Yeah, that's understood, and I think the point has been made. But let me go back to Mr. Ikenga. Well, depending on, I think, as politicians usually say, it's a family affair. I guess those issues can be resolved. But talking about family affairs, Mr. Ikenga, is the comments coming from your faction, as it is looking like to everyone, every political watcher now, that statement put out by the Tony Okorocha's faction or side of the APC telling the governor of Rivers State to resign or be impeached, is that the position of the national body of the APC?
Okay, thank you, Ayo. Just before I touch on this immediate question, I'd like you to know that there is a subsisting Supreme Court decision where courts are barred from meddling into the internal affairs of political parties, and that those who were elected under Emeka Bike, we were part of that election, he was properly elected. And then in the lead up to the 2023 election, they were grossly involved in anti-party activities, wherein they worked for former Vice President Atiku Abubakar of the PDP against their own party candidate, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. These petitions are there, and the reports are there, and it was on the basis of that ESCO, the State Executive Council, was dissolved. More so, they had internal wranglings that split the ESCO into two, and they suspended the then chairman, Chief Emeka Bike, and went to court to validating it. And that was the position. So the National Working Committee did that, having gotten the powers from the National Executive Committee of the party. So that being said, it is on the basis of the Supreme Court decision that we are acting as
Mr. Ikenga, I really hate to interrupt you just like that. However, I want us to get to the issue why you're here today. The issue that has come up is the fact that your part of the APC has now asked Governor Fubara to either resign or be impeached. What precisely has brought this about? Because members of the House of Assembly are not members of the APC, last we checked. At least so they claim. They say that they are members of the PDP, even though that is now under contention. So the question is, why is the APC directly involved in this? Or are you instructing your members? What exactly is this about?
Okay, thank you, Mark. If you listen to me, I did say that before I answer this question, when I did raise it, that I was going to respond to the issues the Mr. Darlington did say, try to discredit the party. That was why I did that. So I'm not shying away from the issue. Now, the party chairman, Chief Tony Okorocha, did say so. And he is entitled to his opinion. And that the national leadership of the party did not say so. And they have not said so. And the state party, ESCO, has not said so. And I asked the chairman. The chairman said that what he told the press was that because of the judgment of the Supreme Court, which indicted the governor for infractions on the Constitution, and that because, according to him, the governor will not listen to wise counsels that will bring peace. That it was on the basis of that, he said that the only option left to the governor of the state was for him to either resign or face impeachment.
Essentially, you are saying that that is the opinion of Mr. Antonio Okocha, and he does not speak for the APC in Rivers State.
The APC has not taken the position of the impeachment of the governor. The reason being that there are still overtures being made to guarantee peace and to ensure that the governor complies without reservations on the provisions of the judgment of the Supreme Court, and that impeachment or resignation will be a last resort, and that's not in contemplation now.
I want to ask Mr. Darlington if he's on the same page with you. Do you agree with him on this?
Let me say this, Mark. Good morning once again. I would like to draw your attention to the facts that this group of individuals, Mr. Antonio Okocha and his group, have consistently been inconsistent in all the activities, with all their speeches, commentaries concerning the debacle, the political debacle in Rivers State. Recall that before this time, the same Antonio Okocha had ordered the assembly members under Martin Samehule to go ahead and move against the governor. And he said in his own words that they were his umbrella. These are things that you can fact check. They are there in the public domain. They are recorded. He said it before the press. And so today, someone close to him is now denying the fact that Antonio Okocha never called for the impeachment of the state governor. The question is, it will only take people I refer to as conflictpreneurs, people who have created an economy, who are surviving through the economy of conflicts around the political disagreements in Rivers State. And we take an exception to that, given the fact also that these same individuals who are today casting aspersions on the person and the office of the governor of Rivers State are persons who have willfully chosen to disobey previous court orders and judgments. So you cannot come to equity with very dirty hands. And so they have no moral grounds at all to talk about even the crisis that is.
Oh dear, it does appear that we've lost him briefly there, but essentially what he's saying is that they do not have the moral high ground to speak. I'm sure that you certainly would disagree with that, Mr. Ikenga.
You know that there was outright lies when he said that I said that Chief Tony Okocha didn't say that the governor should be impeached or resign. I didn't say so. I said the chairman of the party, Chief Tony Okocha,
anchored themselves as talking crisis within the progress.
Please go on, Mr. Ikenga. Mr. Ikenga, please go ahead. Oh dear, it does. Yeah, I lost your audio briefly, but let me quickly put this to Mr. Darlington. Mr. Darlington, are you intentionally misinterpreting what he said? Because he says that he did not say that the governor, beg your pardon, that Mr. Antonio Okocha did not say what he said. He's saying he was not speaking for the party. He was expressing his own personal opinion, not speaking on behalf of the APC in Rivers State. Is that difficult to come to terms with? Oops. I understand that Mr. Darlington is totally off the line. But, you know, given the fact that, you know, Mr. Okocha has said what he said, you say he's not speaking on behalf of the party, but this has now gone out there to say that, well, the Tony Okocha-led faction of the APC is calling for the impeachment. How does the party intend to, you know, reconcile what he has said versus what the party's stance actually is in the Rivers crisis?
Okay, Mark, you'll understand that Chief Tony Okocha, the chairman of the APC, is entitled to his opinion. So whatever opinion he wants to express, he can so do. And I also know that he did not say that the APC had ordered the governor to resign or be impeached. He didn't say so. He spoke as a person. And I want to tell you that when I did ask him, he said so. Once again, that it was premised on the fact that having a good knowledge of how the governor and his team functions, that they are not likely to obey the Supreme Court without reservations, and that they will not also listen to wise counsels that will help midwife a more united River State for the good governance of the state and for the improvement of the socioeconomic status of the citizens. That it was on the basis of that he said so.
Mr. Kenga, I don't know that you've taken a look at the front pages this morning, because they are not separating Mr. Okocha's opinion from that of the APC, which he represents in River State.
Expectedly.
What I'm saying is, how do you then get your stance out there that this is the chairman of our own faction expressing his own opinion? How do you get it out there?
The position is this: as APC River State, our view is that we continue to encourage the governor to do what he had said, because the governor did say he was going to implement the Supreme Court decision without reservations. We expect him to do so. We also expect that the governor should, as the head of government, should try and reach out to the State Assembly through Right Honorable Martin Samewule. Let them have backroom discussions on how these things can easily be done. And then they must respect their institutions, because there is separation of powers. The executive cannot overreach themselves by trying to lord it over the legislature, which of course is the basis of the disagreement we have had. But all that has been settled by the Supreme Court. So there is need. As a party, we believe that there is need for peace, unity, through the implementation of the Supreme Court judgment, so we can have a new lease of life.
Well, on that note, for peace, we have to say thank you to the both of you. Mr. Darlington Nwan Uju is the publicity secretary of the Emeka Beke-led Rivers APC, and we also had Chibike Kenga, who is the publicity secretary of the Tony Okocha-led Rivers APC. They both joined us virtually. Thank you, gentlemen, for being a part of the program this morning.